Good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome in. Welcome in to Tea with Lady DJ. Hey, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. We've got lots to go over tonight. Welcome in. So, as you're coming in, please get your daily heart meat and get all of your points that you're supposed to get. I hope you got something to write with. Even if you don't, always remember, if I remember, I will upload this to my YouTube channel, which is You, Me, and Tea with Lady DJ. You, Me, and Tea with Lady DJ. So you can go back and look at it and replay it or not, but it will be available over on my YouTube channel, You, Me, and Tea with Lady DJ. Welcome in, welcome in. And you all know our goal is to get to 20,000 likes. So as you're coming in, let's do a speed, yes, what do you call a speed tap quickly and get it up to 10 while you're getting your daily heartbeats and all of your points. Right here, if you, there at the bottom of your screen is a little arrow that goes like this. If you will click on that and then share it to your stories, then it'll get out faster and you don't have to wait so much time spent on picking out persons. Just share it out to your stories, please. Welcome in, welcome in. And the house rules are that you like my jazz. It's just so nice and laid back. Yeah, at the end of the day, it's soothing to the mind. Yeah. So we have wonderful moderators here. And what I'd like to share with everyone is that I do not like to block anyone. I don't. But I would like for you to be mindful in the chat of what you put in the chat. Be respectful to me. Be respectful to the persons that are sitting in the chat with you. Now, we will not block you, but we will mute you. And at this church, the doors are never locked. So if there is something that is not to your liking, that's okay. Because we don't like everything, but you are and can go to the next. But just be mindful while you're in here with me, please. Tonight, this is a whole series. And the more when I started out with it was your words. And I had talked last night that healing does not mean the damage never existed. It does mean the damage no longer controls us. So it no longer controls us. And the foundation for last night, tonight, and for Tuesday is Proverbs 18:21. And from the New Living Translation, it's the tongue can bring death or life to those, and those who love to talk will reap their consequences. So that takes us into the next that we're going to talk about tonight, which is your voice. Subtopic is train wreck. train wreck. How your misplaced words and bad attitudes affect your impending relationship. How does it affect your impending relationship? Your words. Misplaced words and your bad attitude. How does it affect your impending relationship? So as you're coming in, start to tap the screen. Let's get the hearts up, the likes up as you're coming in, please. I appreciate you in advance. Thank you so much. If you would start to tap the screen. And then when we get to at least 5,000 likes, we're going to start the subject at hand. So let's power tap and get there, because I think that there is some information that is going to be efficacious for you going forward. So please tap the screen. Let's get the numbers up so we can get started. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. We are still talking about your words. Your words. And the subtopic tonight is train wreck. How your misplaced words and bad attitude affects your impending relationship. And it does. So, thank you for tapping. I hope that this jazz is soothing. Come on up to the front as you're coming in. Come up to the front. Can you hear me okay? Because I know I am terribly soft-spoken. And I speak slower because I get nervous. And I have, I'm not even going to say it, but it helps me to stay on task when I speak slower. So I hope, have you all had a good day? How are you? Eileen, how are you? Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in as you're coming in. Get you to tap the screen as you're coming in. Get your daily heart needs at all of your points that you, and you all engage. Be engaging. Questions are welcome as long as we stay on topic. Questions are welcome. At the end of the night, I will indeed open the box if you want to come up and ask a question or not, but it will be open. At the end of the night, if going along there are any questions that you may have, you can put it in the chat, because at the end of the night, I go back through the comments and then I will inbox you if I can answer your question for you. I'm always open to your questions and I will answer them to the best of my ability. I will. So, are we almost, oh my goodness, we're almost at 5,000. Thank you so much. Thank you for tapping. Thank you, thank you, thank you. They say that when I stay up around 10 to 20, it pushes my platform out into the FYP. So I appreciate your help in getting me out there. Thank you so very much. Thank you. So are we about ready? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Part 2. Part 2, you got your pen and paper? If not, Just intentionally listen. That's what I would ask of you. To intentionally listen and see if you have been this person, or if this has happened to you. And what I shared with you is things that I've gathered over and after my divorce. And Leroy says that this is not for me to hoard. So I share, and I share with you. So I hope that you'll receive in love what I have to offer. Okay? Your words. How are you? How are you, sir? Your words, part 2. And I hope you can hear me well. Train wreck. How your misplaced words and bad attitude affects your impending relationship. Your words. And like I said, yesterday, our foundation scripture was Proverbs 18:21. Mr. Radio, welcome in. Welcome in. So, building on that scripture, allow me to show you how misplaced words and bad attitudes don't just cause a momentary friction. They systematically dismantle relationships. Systematically dismantle relationships. So, what does the damage of misplaced words? The damage of misplaced words. They erode trust incrementally. Erode trust incrementally. One harsh word in anger might be forgiven, but a pattern of speaking before thinking, lashing out, or saying things you don't mean trains your partner to expect pain from what? Your mouth. Your mouth. Eventually, they stop believing your apologies because your pattern speaks louder than your regrets. Allow me to say that again. Eventually, they stop believing your apologies because your pattern speaks louder than your regrets. Misplaced words create emotional scars, scar tissue. You know, I had my knees replaced, but if I didn't continue to work them, scar tissue builds up, and then they no longer move like they're supposed to. Emotional scar tissue is the same thing. Then I no longer feel you. You cannot unring a bell. You cannot unring a bell. You cannot unsay words. Unsay words. You can't do it. I didn't mean it. Doesn't erase what was heard. I didn't mean it. Doesn't erase what was heard. Over time, hurtful words accumulate like layers of scar tissue around the heart, making your partner less able to receive love from you, even when you are genuinely offering it. Scar tissue around your heart makes your partner less able to receive love from you, even when you are genuinely offering it. Misplaced words rewrite your partner's identity. Listen to what I'm saying. Misplaced words rewrite your partner's identity. Words spoken in intimacy carry extra weight. When you call someone stupid, worthless, too much, or not enough in moments of conflict, those labels stick. They stick. You are literally speaking death over their sense of self within the relationship. Misplaced words become self-fulfilling prophecies. Accuse someone of not caring enough times, and they stop trying. Hear me again. Accusing someone of not caring enough times, and they will stop trying. Tell them they are untrustworthy, and they will figure they might as well match your expectations. Just might as well. You keep saying it. I keep saying that's not me, but you keep saying it. So why don't I just match what you're saying, your expectations? Now let's talk about toxicity of bad attitudes. Toxicity of bad attitudes. And how does it work? A bad attitude is like carbon monoxide in a relationship. It is invisible, but deadly, like carbon monoxide. So why do I say that? It corrupts the atmosphere before words are even spoken. Your partner can feel contempt, bitterness, or resentment radiating from you. Your partner can feel. Now, this is something that they don't say to you, but they can feel it. They can feel your contempt, your bitterness, your resentment radiating from you. The eyes rolling. You remember that. You remember when you were little and your mother said, "Did you roll your eyes at me?" They can feel it. Eye rolls, heavy sighs. You know what I'm talking about. Dismissive tone, cold shoulder. These communicate the demise just as effectively as explicit words, just as effective as explicit words. It makes everything a battle. With a bad attitude, even neutral conversation becomes a minefield. You know what a minefield is. You never know where the booby trap is, right? You have to be careful of how you're stepping, where you're stepping, because you don't know what is going to trigger that person. What do you want for dinner? Becomes an opportunity for sarcasm or passive aggression. Your partner starts, as I said, walking on eggshells, never knowing which version of you they will encounter. It blocks genuine connection. Intimacy requires emotional safety. It requires it. A consistently bad attitude signals I'm not a safe person to be vulnerable with right now. Not right now. Over time, your partner stops trying to connect and starts merely coexisting. Is that what you want? Because of mixed place words and bad attitudes. It reveals contempt, the relationship assassin. It reveals contempt. That is the relationship assassin. A research done by Dr. John Gottman showed that contempt, this was a research done, shows that contempt expressed through bad attitude and belittling words is the single strongest predictor of divorce. Contempt expressed through bad attitude and belittling words is the single strongest predictor of divorce. Why? Because it communicates, you are beneath me. You're not worthy of my respect. Has someone ever done that to you? Have you ever felt like you were beneath someone? Have you ever felt someone's contempt of you? When they looked at you, you felt it. You felt it. Have you ever felt disrespected? Like you were not worthy of their respect? You're going to have to go back into and self-reflect the cycle that destroys relationship. The venomous patterns. Misplaced words wound your partner. Misplaced words wound your partner. Bad attitudes prevent genuine apology or reconciliation. Prevents it. Your partner withdraws for self-protection. Have you ever done it? You interpret withdrawal as rejection or proof they don't care. And it's just self-protection. Your attitude worsens, leading to more misplaced words. So one thing causes another, and the other causes. So they feed off of each other. Consequently, it destroys your relationship. It destroys the possibility of a relationship. Consequently, the cycle accelerates until someone gives up because of that little pink thing behind your teeth and your attitude. So what your partner experiences, you have to look at it from their side, the other side. Constant vigilance, never knowing when you will snap or speak carelessly, never knowing. Emotional exhaustion, trying to manage your moods and attitudes. It's exhausting. And you wonder why. They just decide, to hell with this. I can do bad all by myself. Deuces, I'm out of here. Loss of self. Internalizing the venomous words you have spoken over them. Loneliness in partnership, being with someone but feeling utterly alone because of your mouth and your attitude. It's not a good place to be. Questioning your worth. If someone who claims to love you treats you like this, then you start to think, do I deserve this? Or you think, maybe I deserve this. They claim they love me, but they treat me like this. Do I deserve it? Then there's the, but I was just excuses. I'm sure that you all have encountered. It has not always, that story, is it Langston Hughes? My life has not always been crystal stairs. There's been tacks and steps. So everyone's life has not always been just peaches and cream. There's been some moments. Hey, stylish, how are you? There's been some moments that you recognize some of these things that I've said. It's that mouth and bad attitudes. But then there's the, but I was just excuses. I was just being honest. And honesty without kindness is cruelty. Honesty without kindness is cruelty. Truth can be spoken with life-giving intent or death-dealing tone. It can be. Have you dealt death or have you dealt life? I was just having a bad day. I was just. Your bad day doesn't give you the permission to make it their bad day. Your bad day should not give me a bad day. Your partner isn't your emotional punching bag. And I use this. This is for men and women. Your partner is not your emotional punching bag because you had a bad day at work and you brought it home. You didn't know how to say, I just need a few minutes. It's been a long day and I just need a few minutes. That's the reason why sometimes men sit in their car in the driveway because they just need some time. They need some time to regroup before they walk across the threshold and you too have had a bad day and you just strike out and you say all kinds of things and then it escalates out of control because your bad day doesn't give you permission to make it their bad day. I was just joking. If your humor consistently wounds, it's not humor. It's hostility wearing a mask. Do you understand that? If your humor consistently wounds, it's not humor. It's hostility wearing a mask. And I like to think that you know what you're doing. I've been through some of these, and I'm speaking from a healed place. But you can't tell me I was just joking and you say the most horrific thing, like, man, you're fat. How does that feel? How does that feel? Oh, I was just joking. You know I didn't mean it. But then later on in the evening, you will want to roll up on this fat. And you will want me to be on the receiving end and be appreciative. And this one, that's just how I am. Oh my goodness. The Lord is still working on me. That's just how I am. Then you're not choosing your attitude over your relationship. That's just how I am. Really means I am refusing to grow. I'm choosing to be this way. I'm choosing. So, just like I said yesterday, healing does not mean the damage never existed. That's not what it means. It does mean the damage no longer controls our lives. The hard truth is, unhealed people use misplaced words and bad attitudes as weapons. So we can take a break right here. We're going to tap the screen. We're almost at that 20,000. Take some of your tea. I know I've given you a lot right thus far, but remember when. Go back in your mind's eye. And do you remember being treated like this? And do you remember treating someone like this because you were not ready for a relationship, because you were being controlled by the damage someone else did, projecting it on someone that never failed you? Irene, thank you so much. Thank you so very much. So if we can tap the screen, we're almost at 20. If we can, please. And I'll try not to keep you much longer, but I do want to go over the rest of this. When you are still controlled by your wounds, it looks like this. You speak death because death was spoken over you. Your attitude reflects the bitterness that you're carrying. Your attitude reflects the bitterness that you are carrying. You hurt people as a way of externalizing your internal pain. Now allow that to marinate. You hurt people as a way of externalizing your internal pain. You push away intimacy before it can hurt you. You push it away. You push that person away. You self-sabotage you before it can hurt you. Doesn't mean it was going to hurt you, but that's what you think it was going to hurt you. So what needs to change? So what needs to change? Pause. 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 Now, I have two acronyms for pause. that I like to use. And one is postpone action until serenity enters. Postpone action until serenity enters. De-escalate. Thank you, DB. Thank you. I see you. De-escalate. Bring the temperature of the room down. De-escalate. And the other one is pay attention, assess how you feel, understand why, set boundaries, and empathize. Pay attention, assess how you feel, understand why, set boundaries, and empathize before speaking in anger. Before speaking in anger. James 1:19. Yes. Postpone action until serenity enters. And or pay attention, assess how you feel, understand why, set boundaries, and empathize. Either one of those brings the temperature down in the room. Either one of those de-escalates a situation. James 1:9. James chapter 1, verse 19, says, quick to hear, slow to speak, and slow to anger. That's what it says. It's not Miss Donna. That's what the Bible says. That's what the Life Book says. Quick to hear, slow to speak, and slow to anger. Brings the temperature down in the room. Ask, will these words bring life or death to us? To us, because we're talking about a relationship. I always say, and have always said for quite some time, that if what I am thinking was said to me, would it hurt my feelings? Would I be offended by what I'm thinking if it was said to me? And if my answer is yes, then don't say it. It should not be said. Pay attention. Assess how you feel. Understand why. Set boundaries and empathize. Pay attention. Assess how you feel before what's behind that pink tongue. Assess it before you say it, because as I said earlier, you cannot unring a bell. You cannot unring a bell. You cannot unsay words. You can't. They're there. Apologize specifically when you get it wrong and change the pattern. Apologize specifically when you get it wrong and change the pattern. Be Yourself comes in here, and he's a friend of mine. And we were talking, and he was listening. He is an awesome listener. But when I finished, he said, I'm offended by what you just said. Because have I ever? And I had to stop. I had to stop. I listened to what he said. We have to start to intentionally listen. Because if we don't hear what is being said. Instead, we are trying to refute what was just said. I listened to what he said, and I apologized. But I apologized specifically. B, I am sorry for saying yada, 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 yada. It was never my intent to offend you. And no, you have never done yada, 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 yada. That's how you apologize specifically. It is not, well, I'm sorry, and you walk off. Well, no, the hell you're not. You're sorry for what? You couldn't even say it because you're not sorry. You don't feel like an infraction has occurred. So you're just saying it to appease me. Don't appease me. I need you to mean what you say. So I need you to apologize specifically when you get it wrong and change the pattern. And change the pattern. These are all for words. These are what needs to take place with words. Speak blessings over your partner daily, their identity, their character, and their future. This is what you need to do with your words. With your words. For your attitude, maybe you need to take a little bit of your tea. Did you have ginger lemon tea? It's going to settle your stomach. Just a little bit. Take ownership of your emotional state. Take ownership of your emotional state. Don't make it their problem. Ladies, it's your monthly and your hormonal. Well, it's going to happen every month, right? Sometimes you use it as an excuse to be petty. Fact. You are on a diet. You're on a diet. Now, you chose to be on the diet. And now everybody else has to pay because you decided to be on a diet. And you're cranky as the dickens. Don't make it someone else's problem. You made a choice. Take ownership of your emotional state. Address the root. What wound or fear is driving this attitude? What wound or fear is driving this attitude? That takes some self-reflection. That takes some you being honest with you And when you choose not to be honest with you, you make everyone else's life a living hell. Choose gratitude over criticism, generosity over the stinginess of spirit. Choose gratitude over criticism, generosity over stinginess of spirit. Remember why you chose this person and let that soften your heart. Remember why you chose this person. Because, see, the ball was in your court. They came to you, they pursued you. Then the ball was in your court. You could have passed it back and said, thank you, no. But you chose this person. So let that soften your heart. The stakes. The stakes. Every day you choose, will I be a source of life or death in this relationship? Every day you choose, will I be a source of life or death in this relationship? Misplaced words and bad attitudes don't just create bad moments. They do not just create bad moments. They create an environment where love cannot survive. Cannot survive. You can say, I love you 1,000 times, but if your words and attitude consistently communicate the opposite, those 3 words are meaningless. They don't mean jack diddly. They don't. Now, who's Jack Diddley? I don't know. It's one of those old sayings, okay? But they don't mean anything. Your partner didn't sign up to be slowly destroyed by the person who promised to love them. They didn't sign up for that. They did not sign up for that. The good news is the same power that destroys can heal. The same power that destroys can heal. Hey Pam, how are you? Welcome in. Welcome in. Thank you, Mr. Will. Thank you so much. Most kind. Thank you. If the tongue holds death and life, if the tongue holds death and life, you can choose differently right now. You can choose differently right now. But it requires humility, self-awareness, a genuine change, not just better word choices, but a heart transformation. It requires humility, self-awareness, and genuine change, not just better word choices, not just better word choices, but a transformed heart. Because misplaced words and bad attitudes is the recipe for a train wreck in that relationship. It is. Marvin, how are you? If you have any questions, please send an invite. join me in the box. Marvin, I'll be over soon. Are you going live? I'll join you on Tuesday, the 28th. Not tonight. That's right, because you're just 3 hours and 6 minutes from me. Marvin, Pastor Barner is in Kentucky. He is Hopkinsville, Kentucky. On Tuesday, the 28th, we are going to wrap up this series on your words. We're going to wrap up this series on your words. And the subtopic is going to be security, a license to stop trying. Security, a license to stop trying. So you think you've got this relationship on lockdown, and so now your words you can just say whatever you want to say whenever you want to say it. Security, a license to stop trying. That will be Tuesday, the 28th, as we bring to a close this series on your words. Your words. If there are no questions, and as Pastor Bonner would say, and all hearts and minds. Okay. So, if there are no questions, I'm going to say thank you for your time. Thank you for joining me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'm going to call it a night. And if you all have not stopped to hear Pastor Barner, Marvin, he is with Tabernacle. Absolutely a wonderful. I put him right there with, you know how I talk about Darius Daniels and Miles Monroe? He's right there. He's a great teacher, and I enjoy sitting and listening to him. And he made the meanest sweet potato pie today with his mother. And Marvin, when she was talking about not using vanilla, but she said it, your mother said it, because I used Jim Beam in mine I used Jim Beam in my sweet potato pie instead of vanilla. I do. Oh, is it so tasty? Did you all make the jam cake? I put a little Jim Beam in my jam cake as well. Oh my goodness, it's so tasty. Anyway, you guys, I thank you for sitting with me. I thank you, DB Wright, Paula. Do you want to join me for just a second? Tell me what you think. Did you get to sit in and hear? Let me invite you all up. Tell me if D is still here, Paula is still here. I don't know if D is still here. Is D still here?
Hello, lovely lady.
How are you? How are you?
I
What
am well.
what did you
Yes,
think?
it was excellent. There were a lot of things, the attitude and how you set the mood and how one word and emotions. You hit a lot of high points tonight. A lot of high points that made a lot of sense.
I hope so.
You did.
I hope so because it's like studying. It's like studying and making sure you research and everything is aligned with
Mm-hmm.
that I'm in the right alignment with. So I hope, I hope, I
You
hope.
did. You did. You did. It made a lot of sense. Made you think.
That's what I was. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I say my coach, which is David Burris. He always says, "I want to give you permission to think differently." To think differently, because how is it working with what you're doing? How is it working for you? How is it working for you? So I thank you all. I thank all of you for joining me tonight. And again, on Tuesday, same place, security, a license to stop trying. A license to stop trying. So I'll see you there.
See you Tuesday.
6:30 Pacific, 8:30 Central, and 9:30 Eastern. I'll see you then. Good night, you all. Thank you, Paula. Thank you, thank you, thank you.